do. Gotta get started here. Okay. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Maryam's Joyful Life podcast. My name is Maryamsjoyfullife, and I am your host. I'm your host of Maryam's Joyful Life podcast, and I'm super excited to be here today. Today is a beautiful day. Thank you all so much for joining me. You guys are so amazing. I'm super excited and happy that you're here today. You were not here by mistake. You didn't click on this podcast by mistake. It was intentional. I think there is something here for you. That's why you found this. I believe that everything happens for a reason, and you finding me and clicking on this video today is for a reason, and it's a good reason too. So this is the second episode of Maryam's Joyful Life podcast, and I'm super excited to be back with this episode. I want to thank you guys for watching the previous episode. I appreciate every one of you. Make sure you're sharing the content with friends and family and people you know. My videos will help in any way, all right? And I do believe that when you share the blessing, your blessings multiply. So share the blessing of my content with everybody that you know that it will benefit. So thank you all so much. Really appreciate you guys. So like I said, I tried starting many podcasts in the time past, and it didn't go as I planned. I was not as consistent as I should have been, and I also had other things that I was doing, which I still do. But right now, I think that I'm getting myself in a position where I want to be more consistent with this. So hopefully with this episode, I'm able to show you how consistent I could be and serve you in a better way. So thank you all for watching, and make sure you like and you subscribe if you're not subscribed already to my podcast. Make sure you subscribe, and I'm actually getting to a place where I'm gonna start posting and uploading my podcast on different podcast platforms, like such as Apple and all the other platforms, so you can find your podcast. So make sure you give me a good rating and follow me as we grow in this journey. Today's a beautiful day, and I'm very excited. I want to share something that happened to me a few years back, actually many years ago, with you guys. Hopefully what I share today is able to bless you in some way, and you're able to take something from it that will help you become your greatest version. Because I believe that in life we all grow, and how we grow is by learning from things that happen to us, right? So I want my podcast, which is life based on my experience and what I've learned. My goal is to be able to bless you, to be a part of your growth, and bring joy into your life. Because after all, this is Maryam's Joyful Life podcast. So yeah, thank you for joining. Let's get started. All right, today I want to tell you guys about something that happened to me many years ago. So many years ago, when I was in college back in Nigeria, I had a roommate who was also on the basketball team with me. So this roommate with me at this college back in Nigeria, she and I were on the same basketball team, right? So I remember I was new to the team. They had been on the team, they knew the coaches, but I hadn't been on the team too long. But the coaches saw my work ethic, and they saw that I could play. So they they just sort of pushed me into the leadership role. And you guys, I wasn't looking to be a leader on that team. I wasn't going out there like advocating for myself, for the coaches to pick me, to choose me. Hey, check me out. You know how some people do. There are some people who just want to be noticed. They just want to be leaders. They're doing it intentionally, talking to the people who they can talk to put them in places of leadership. I've never really been that type of person. But one thing I've noticed about me is that whenever I found myself in a place where a lot of people are involved and there's a lot of responsibilities involved, I don't know why I just gravitate towards leadership position. It's like I'm chosen, they pick me. I'm not asking, I want to be a leader, look at me. No, just I guess my work ethic kind of speaks for itself, and then the powers that be see me and choose me to be a leader. So in this case, that was what happened. So the coaches saw me as a leader. They made me the leader. It was like the team captain. So this player of mine, teammate of mine, did not like it. This teammate of mine, this teammate of mine did not like the fact that I was chosen to be a leader. We were in the same, we're sharing the same room in college at the time with about 3 other roommates. So there were I think 6 of us in that room. It was not a big room, but we had bunk beds and stuff. And the other roommates happened to be in my class. So I noticed one time, like this was going on for a while. So I had noticed that my roommates who used to be warm towards me, they started changing their attitudes towards me. I didn't understand what was going on, but I didn't know what was going on. They didn't even want to talk to me. We used to share buckets because in those days when you want to use the restroom or you want to shower, the showers do not work. The water doesn't always flow in the bathroom, so you would have to get a bucket, go downstairs, get some water from the faucet downstairs, come upstairs and have your buckets and go like shower and bathe with it. And sometimes if it's cold, you have to boil your water over the stove, pour it into your bucket, fill it up with some cold water, just mix it up to make it warm, and then you take a shower. So they had buckets. I didn't have much. I didn't have many things in that room really. So I used to share stuff with them, like buckets and maybe extra bowls or pails that we needed, and they let me use it normally. But then I noticed that suddenly they stopped. They stopped allowing me use their stuff. Each time I wanted to use it, even if they weren't using it, they would tell me no. And I noticed the animosity. I noticed that I was being treated as sort of, well, you know how when people are treating you negatively and they're like, it's obvious to you. People who used to allow you use their stuff no longer want you to use their stuff. They used to talk to you in a friendly manner. Suddenly they're like frowning when they see you. And when you step into the room, you notice that suddenly before you get in the room, like at the door, you notice a lot of chatter going on. But as soon as you step in, everybody just keeps quiet. Those are signs that people they're talking about you pretty much. So it was very obvious, and their attitudes towards me changed. Even the roommates that I was in the same class with, they stopped talking to me in class. I noticed that. I was just wondering what was going on. But see, I tried to talk to them on several occasions. They didn't want to listen to me. They didn't want to talk to me. So I decided, you know what, there's no point in trying too hard. You know what I mean? And I noticed that my teammate too was not really talking to me or engaging me like before. They were gossiping more, and I would notice some type of rivalry going on even when we would go to the basketball court. So one thing about me is that I don't know how to try so hard to get people to see my point of view. If I try once or twice and you don't see it, I'm just going to stop trying and just focus on me and try to keep my distance, you know what I mean? Since that's what you want, and give you your space. That's really how I act. So in this situation, I noticed it was getting very hard because I was the only one. I was like the black sheep. The only one. I mean, I could remember clearly that I didn't do anything wrong to them. There was nothing that I did that I would point at and say, okay, this is the reason why they're not acting nicely towards me like they used to. So as time went on, we had this game that was planned. I didn't know that behind my back, this girl had told my roommates, our roommates, because we both shared roommates, that I couldn't play, that she was the best. She didn't know why the coaches saw me, gave me opportunities like that. I didn't deserve it, that she was the best. She invited them to come watch the game and watch her shine while I failed and all that stuff. So they were excited, to go watch me fail. For some reason, I still, to this day, I really cannot understand why they would even believe that or go with that type of negativity, you know what I mean, and treat me the way they did. I still don't know, which I'm just going to stop right here and say there are people who will not like you or whose minds can change about you based on what somebody says, and you may not even know what you did. And I believe that most of the time it's not about what you did, you know what I mean. It's just because there is greatness in you. There's something amazing in you that is shining so bright that you don't even see about yourself, but those who have the eyes to see it, they see it. And this reminds me of what my pastor says. She says that the enemy is not fighting you because you're weak. The enemy is fighting you because you're so strong. And most of the time, we don't even know how strong we are. So when the opposition rises, we start feeling small. We start wondering. We start overthinking and worrying that, what did I do? Why is this happening? You know what? Let's just stop saying, what did I do? Let's just stop beating ourselves up over things that we know we didn't intentionally cause, and just start giving thanks that there is greatness in us. You know what I mean? That however people see us is really none of our business. We just need to see ourselves as great, as children of God, you know what I mean, as people who try to live right and do right by themselves and others. And if other people don't see us that way, if they don't accept us, if they don't want to respect us, that is not in our place to try to make them. We just got to stand in our integrity and live with integrity. You know what I mean? Keep our hearts pure. So back to the story. I remember the day came when it was time for us to play. So prior to that time, I stayed focused on the game and in class. I didn't want to bother myself too much worrying about what they were thinking about me and everything. So I kept practicing, you know what I mean? Because I couldn't just like bore myself. Because sometimes when you worry too much about people thinking about you, you lose focus of the things that matter. And I didn't want to, because I knew my team needed me to play good, you know what I mean, in order for us to win. Because my performance really mattered to the team. So I would go out there, go get my extra workout in, go to class, try to stay focused in class. I was still experiencing the animosity. I think it lasted for about a week or two. And I just couldn't worry about it. I didn't let myself worry about it too much. I just immersed myself in the work that was at hand for me to do. So I remember the night of our game. I noticed classmates that had never been at my game before, people that had never been. I'd invited them in the time past, but they never came. Suddenly, they all started trickling in. You know what I mean? I saw the stands. The stands were packed. And I saw a lot of people I knew, and those roommates of ours, they were also there. They came. So I was like, okay, that's good. So, well, guys, when the game started, I showed up and showed out, baby. I killed it that day. I think in that game, that was my first 20 or 30 point game, and like 15 rebound game. I got a double in that game. A double means like you break records. You score double digits in both rebounds, which is catching the ball as a basketball player, and also in scoring. I was freaking on fire and unstoppable. That girl that had said some things about me just out of jealousy, I don't know, but you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's pretty much out of jealousy and resentment for me for no reason. She freaking flopped. Like, she flopped so hard that after the game, those girls, those roommates of mine, and some other people who hadn't seen me play, they came to me. I was like, oh wow, Myron, we want your autograph. Oh my God, we didn't know you could play. This girl was just telling us that you couldn't play, that you're not a good player. She doesn't know why, you know, you think or feel like you're a good player. She just flopped, that we didn't know you were this good. Sorry that we treated you the way that we treated you. I was like, oh, it's okay. It's okay. I was just laughing. I was laughing because everything that was meant to harm me turned around in my favor. Now, why am I sharing this story with you guys? My notebook just fell. Why am I sharing this story with you guys? I'm sharing this story with you guys because most of the time when people start saying hurtful things against you or about you to others and trying to ruin your relationships, it's easy for you to try to defend yourself and try to cry and scream and try to fight back. Don't fight back. Let your work, let your fruits outlive their lies. Hello, Pastor Kim. Real Talk Kim says that. Let your fruits outlive their lies. You cannot control what people think about you. If you try, you might succeed to an extent, but at the end of the day, you don't want to waste your life trying too hard to get people to see your viewpoints, to understand you. No, baby, that's a waste of time. You strive to be the best that you can be. You focus on the task at hand. You commit yourself to the work that you have been assigned, and let your fruits outlive their lies. See, this story is so inspiring to me. It's my story, and it also inspires me. It reminds me to just stay focused on where I'm going and not worry too much about what people have to say about me, what opinions they want to form. Because some people, people will always have an opinion about you, and some people are jealous. Some people don't like you. They don't like your guts. They don't like your confidence. They just don't like the fact that other people like you. So they will try any way they can to try to sabotage you and your relationships. But you don't want to be against yourself. And I do believe that when you try too hard to defend yourself and you try to tell people, you just try to over-explain yourself, you know what I mean, to people who don't even like pay your bills, people who don't give you health, they are not God. What happens is you waste so much time and energy. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, you can't change anybody's mind who's made up their mind about you. And see, it doesn't even matter. All you got to do is keep your heart right. Just keep your heart right. So I have a few points here that I want to share with you guys. And okay, so here we go. I just have some lessons that I wanted to share with you guys in this podcast today. I said the first one I wanted to share is you are not responsible for what people think or say about you. Keep your integrity. And why? Why do I say you're not responsible for how people see you? what they think about you. Why do I say that? Because people have free will, and it is none of your business to worry about what they think about you. Because if you do, you will waste so much time, so much valuable time. Because people will always think about what they want to think about, and you can't control it. You just try to control you. You know what I mean? You just try to control you. That's all that matters. Just stop trying to fight your battles. Let God fight your battles. Let your fruits outlive their lies. You just keep going, keep moving forward, keep doing what you can do, in your strength. Just make sure that you live your life in such a way that you're not intentionally trying to hurt anybody. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you're not trying to prove yourself to nobody. Try to prove yourself to you and to your creator, the God who created you. And number two is, I want to share a quote by a yogi, a teacher, Muji. He's called Muji Baba. You guys can find him on YouTube. So Muji Baba, I was watching him earlier, and this quote kind of resonated with me when I was thinking about this particular episode I wanted to share with you guys. Muji said, "Nothing is going to satisfy you in the entire universe. Only the self and the discovery of the self. Nothing is ever going to satisfy you." Now, here is how this connects to what I'm trying to say. When you try too hard, I've noticed that when I try too hard to try to get people to see my point of view, try too hard to try to prove them wrong and make them feel like, okay, they shouldn't think this way about me, whatever people said is a lie, I lose so much energy, I lose joy, I lose peace, I could even lose sleep doing that. And even if for a moment there they believe me, that moment of satisfaction is very fleeting. Then the next day, if they change their minds back to the original opinion they formed about me, does that mean that I restart that day trying to get them to see my point of view? No, it's just too gruesome. It's too tiring. And I'm not about to waste my life trying too hard to get people to like me who will never like me. You know what I mean? And people to like me whose likeness will not change anything about my life. Because the good that God has for me, no man can stop it. And that's what I truly believe. You know what I mean? So what we ought to focus on, according to this quote by Muji Baba, which is, nothing is going to satisfy you in the entire universe, only the self and the discovery of the self. We have to strive to be the best that we can be. We have to connect to the true spirit of God on the inside of us. And as we make our way back home to this presence that is in us, this presence that is so wholesome and so powerful, pure awareness, pure spirit in us, what happens is all of the things that had power over us, the petty things will lose its hold and its power over us. We're no longer going to be controlled by people's opinions of us. We're no longer going to worry too much about what they think about us, who's lying against us. We're just so concerned about being that best version of us, connecting to that true self on the inside of us that only knows to do good, that only knows to pursue love, that only knows to pursue integrity and joy. You know what I mean? So when we learn to do that, which is honestly through my meditations and my life, that's what I want to do, be connected. Because I've noticed that every time I felt the connection to my center, to my being, to the one within me, what happens is the things that used to bother me don't bother me anymore. I feel so at peace, so calm, so centered. Nothing worries me. You know what I mean? So I feel like when we do that, we try to find our center and stay connected and grounded in who we are. Anything that anybody does out there, their lies and whatever, we don't even care about. Now, the third thing I wanted to share today is one of the reasons why I was able to stay focused and not allow that bother me too much was the fact that I focused on the task at hand. Put my mind on the present moment and what it is that I had to do in the moment. I knew I had this game that was coming up and I needed to keep my mind on the game. And one way to prepare for the game was to go out there and work out, practice, stay on top of it. And of course, my studies. So I couldn't worry too much about what they were saying and the animosity I was going through. I allowed myself to get carried away by the work and the task at hand. That way, I would not spend too much time worrying about the animosity and the negativity that suddenly was brewing in my living quarters. You know what I mean? So focus on where you're going and the task at hand. No matter what anybody is throwing at you, no matter what life is throwing at you, no matter the attitudes of others around you, people who were nice to you, suddenly they become sour towards you. And you know from your perspective, you didn't do anything wrong. You know what I mean? It's just perhaps somebody lied and came, and there's like all kinds of gossiping going on, and you just happen to be the scapegoat or the punching bag in the midst of it. You don't allow yourself to get carried away too much. You just stay focused on whatever task you have, whatever goals that you have, and just, you know what, you've tried your best. Just keep going. You know what I mean? Keep going and stay focused. Don't allow your mind to be distracted by all of that negativity. And then the next one is number 4, do what you can and let the rest go. So what I mean by do what you can and let the rest go is, if they are over there lying about you, they are over there like making fun of you, if you try to ask them questions about like, what did I do? Did I do anything wrong? Is everything okay? You know what I mean? Of course, it's human for you to ask. If you ask, and the more you ask, the more they ignore you, you don't ask anymore. You ask 1 or 2 times. If they don't respond in a way that they should, you know what I mean, and they don't want to talk to you, don't try too hard. Don't bother them. Let it go. You tried. Keep it moving. Let your fruit outlive their lies. The next one is, I want to share the book of Proverbs with you. Proverbs 26, verse 27. So I'm a very spiritual person. Some people might say I'm religious, but I don't feel like I'm religious. But sometimes when I speak, you might think that I'm religious. But anyways, I'm going to be sharing some spiritual texts with you guys. But I love to study the Bible and pick different like quotes from the Bible and share things that I speak over my life and pray with. I like to pray the scripture. So Proverbs 26, verse 27. Here's what the Bible says on this. This just came to me when I was preparing for this episode, yo. Proverbs, the book of Proverbs, chapter 26, verse 27. It says here that whoever digs a pit will fall into it. If someone rolls a stone, it will roll back on them. Whoever digs a pit will fall into it. If someone rolls a stone, it will fall back on them. So the reason why I'm bringing up this quote is the fact that some of y'all, when you're listening to me now, you might think, oh gosh, no, Miriam, I don't think it works that way. I think I need to keep trying to get them to see my view, to love me, to accept me, to appreciate me. No, you don't have to. I know it might be normal for you to like try to get people to see your side or get people to understand you, even though they don't want to understand you and they're doing everything in their powers to not understand you. But my advice is, don't worry. Let God fight your battles. Any plan that they plan, anything they put together, whatever their devices may be, it will backfire. But it's not going to backfire while you're trying too hard to clear your name. Let God do the fighting for you. After asking them what's going on and they're not really responding and they're instead just acting bad towards you, badly, negatively, you know what I mean? You've done your part. But anyone who planted that seed of discord against you, it'll go back to them. It will. I promise you, according to the book of Proverbs 26, verse 27, it always works. But the reason why we don't wait to see it is because we become impatient and we try too hard. We place people in the position of God, thinking that, oh my God, if they don't see me this way and they treat me this way, it's over. It's not over. It's over when you say it is. But I just want to encourage you right now. Do not let what people say about you, think about you, keep you from your peace. Don't let them steal your peace. And don't steal your own peace. Don't steal your own peace. I'm telling you, that day when they came out, they all came out, I'm telling you. Like, those girls invited their own friends to come and see me fail. For no reason, like, it was so petty. And you know, you can feel the energy when people actually came out to see you fail and they just want to laugh at you. They've already formed this opinion about you and I've had meetings over you and they're like, yes, we're going to see you fail. And then they come. And because you have been so focused on your game, in my case, like the game, you've been so focused on your craft, you didn't really allow yourself to dwell so much on the animosity and the negativity. Now you come out and you perform and God is on your side and you freaking killed it. And enemies, not, you didn't make them your enemies, but they made themselves your enemies. They're not trying to be friends because they see you perform greater and better than they ever thought they would see you perform. From everything, all the opinions they had already formed about you. You know what I mean? The conclusions they made about you, it just kind of backfired in their faces. I love that. I love that. And I do believe that that's going to be your story too. No matter where you are right now, it may seem like other people are after you, like things suck, and don't fight your battles. Let God fight your battles. You just stay focused on the task at hand. You'll keep applying yourself, keep practicing, keep getting ready. That day is coming when they see you, baby, and you're shining. What? They are going to be put to shame. I'm telling you, they will be put to shame for real. Now, the next point I want to share is a quote by my pastor, Real Talk Kim. My pastor, Real Talking, which, by the way, you guys watch her podcast. She has a podcast on YouTube, Real Talking Podcast. She's awesome. It's beautiful, amazing episodes on relationships, on lives, and how to become a boss. She's just amazing. Yeah, she's my mentor, my pastor. I just love her so much, and she just inspires me. She actually inspired me to get my podcast going. So by the grace of God, I'm gonna stay committed to this. But yeah, she says something she always says: hurt people hurt people. So I want you guys to remember that the people who hurt people are people who have been hurt themselves. So you can't allow yourself to become hurt and start hurting people. You can't allow yourself to become carried away by hurt people, because only hurt people hurt people. So you just bless them from afar, bless yourself too, and keep it moving and focus on what you're doing and where you're going, and just keep your heart right. Let God, that's the next point. The last point is keep your heart right. Keep your heart right and let God fight your battles. Keep your heart right and let God fight your battles, all right? That's what I did. And I mean, that situation was just like, it was just like so clear that God was fighting my battles, that everything that was planned against me, all of the animosity and negativity, it all backfired. It all freaking backfired. After that game, and I went back to the room to shower and everything, this girl said that I could use whatever I wanted to. They were so helpful. They gave me everything I needed. They gave me water. They gave me their buckets. It's like, go use it, Mariam. Mariam was sorry. Man, you're so good. Like, they were so like impressed with how I played. It was like it blew their minds, because they didn't expect me to be that good at the game. But anyways, you guys, so that would be it for today's podcast. I appreciate every one of you. You guys are awesome and amazing. Sorry, I'm looking at my time because I only have so much time to be here. But yeah, that's it. That's it. I want you to comment below and share with me a time when people lied against you, expected you to fail, but God helped you through it. You rose above it, and you were able to prove them wrong. Not intentionally, but because you just focused on the task at hand. You didn't allow what they were doing, the animosity, the negativity to bother you. You just stayed focused on what you were doing, and your fruits outlived their lies. I want to read about your stories. I'll be checking the comments in the description box below. Let me drink some water. Let me know. I want to hear about you. All right? Share with me in the description box below, because I really want to learn from you. All right? And for those of you currently going through something, what did you take away from today's episode? I want you to comment in the description box below. In the comment section, not description box, the comment section below, and let me know what you learned from today's episode. Lord bless this in Jesus' name. Amen. So yeah, you guys, I hope you guys learned something from today's episode. Me, honestly, I'm telling you guys, I've just like experienced so much that I'm like, no, I'm not going to fight my battles. I'm going to ask if it's okay and they're still acting that way, they can keep it moving. I'm just going to focus on the task. Because anytime there is a breakthrough coming, there will always be a devil that tries to come in the midst to try to make stuff up. You know what I mean? Shake you off your balance. But we gotta be wise. We have to be vigilant, right? Even the Bible says be vigilant, because your adversary comes like a roaring lion, seeking whom he may devour. Okay? So we all have to be vigilant to make sure that we're not allowing ourselves to be distracted in this moment. Well, thank you all so much. You guys are awesome and amazing. But you guys, I wanted to show you guys where I'm at. I'm actually in downtown Atlanta at the Marriott Marquis. We came here for the night to enjoy our stay out in the city. We're right now at the 39th floor. Y'all, I say we because the kids and my sweet man, my fiance, were all here. They're actually at the pool right now. I'm going to go down there and meet them. I said I'm going to come down there and get in the spa. I want to get in the hot tub for a second. And just enjoy the hot tub. Not the swimming pool, but the hot tub. So I'll probably go out there and join them. But yeah, you guys, I'm sure you can see the city, the lights. You may not be able to see it that good, but I'm in the city right now, and it's so beautiful with all the lights and the buildings and the roads and everything. It's so beautiful. How are you guys doing, and where are you watching me from? Comment that in the comment section below. I want to hear about you. I want to learn from you. And once again, let me know in the description box below what you have learned from today's episode. It'll mean a lot to me to read that and see where you guys are coming from and how you're gonna fight your battles. So what have you learned? What did you learn from today, and how are you gonna apply that to your life and your relationships? I'd like to hear from you. Comment in the description box. Let me hear from you, all right? Make sure you subscribe to the channel and you follow me on all my social media pages, because I'll be coming in hot, y'all. Coming in hot. Well, thank you all so much for watching today. You guys are awesome and amazing. I appreciate every one of you. Once again, if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure you leave me a rating on all your podcast platform. Y'all, I'm still getting used to this. Leave me a rating, and also like this video and comment below and share with your friends and family whom you know these episodes will be a blessing to. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye. Hey guys, I am going to show you the city. There is the city. I want you guys to see the city. We're up here. This is the city of Atlanta. All the way. Look at that. Turn up the lights so you guys can see. Wow, isn't it beautiful? Look at the roads, the buildings. Look at that. It's amazing.